Hey guys, Ishan here for ZFA Tech, and today I'm going to speak about tablets and the right tablet that you can select. Apparently, there's a holiday coming. I don't know what holiday there is, but apparently there's a holiday. People are getting lights and trees, and there's a big deal about it on TV, and everywhere you go, you hear about it. So I don't know, but apparently there's a holiday, and hopefully you want something really nice for your kids or yourself or maybe someone else. You want to buy a really nice gift, and so today I want to speak about tablets really, and how you can select the right tablets for you. Now, a couple of years ago, I've been asked about this all the time, and if I was asked about it a couple of years ago, there was probably one dominant company, which was Apple, with the iPad and the big iPad, 9.7-inch iPad. But then maybe the Samsung Galaxy Tab. I think that was probably another tablet that you could also look at as well. It was slightly cheaper and is very good at multitasking and things like this. But now you can actually look at many companies out there, and I'll definitely go through those different companies in this video. But I've got two main questions that I want to put forth to you guys when looking for a new tablet. The first one is basically the operating system that you want. Now, the operating system is actually quite important. Some of you might think it's not a big deal. If it's not a big deal, then you can go on to my next point, which I'll just mention in a few minutes here. So, but the first question is really what operating system you want. Now, there's two main ones out there. There's three with Windows, but the main ones are iOS, which is of course Apple's operating system for their tablet and mobile devices. And then the other one is Android, which is from Google. A new one's come out, which is the KitKat, which is apparently getting really good reviews out there now. So any new tablets that come out, especially from the big players, will have the new one out there as well. So with the new operating system. So really you got to ask yourself which one you want. Now I'm not going to go through the whole pros and cons and all of these kind of things, but there are two different operating systems with two different goals from the companies in terms of the user experience and the overall experience for the customers really. I mean, you've got on one hand you've got the Apple iOS, which is very simple to look at, very simple and easy to use as well. And you can pick it up straight away. There's not too much learning that you have to do or know-how about it, that you have to really know about the iOS platform in order to use it at all. I remember when I got my first Apple product, which was the iPad third generation, I think it was. I think this was back in 2011. I bought that and I picked it up. Obviously, did the usual updates that you need to do and the initial setup. Once I got into it, I knew exactly where everything was, what things were. I know how to use it. Very easy to use and very simple as well. It's definitely got a simplistic look as well, especially with the new iOS 7. If you want to learn more about the new iOS 7, do head on over to my channel, ZFake Tech, where you can subscribe for more updates, but also hit the playlist of iOS 7 and you'll learn more about iOS 7. But it's very nice and very easy to use. And on the other hand, you've got Android now, and Android is it's you do have to learn more about it, and that's probably the only biggest, and maybe you don't get as many updates as you do with iOS, but those are just two minor complaints I think for some people, but for other people who like the overall experience, and that's a huge thing for them, then maybe they won't like Android too much. But with Android you do get the fact of multitasking and also the customization, which is a big deal. I mean, I remember when I got my first phone, which was an Android, I think it was Android 2.2 at the time, and it was really great. I mean, I enjoyed using it in the sense that, I knew where everything was. I can customize it the way I wanted to. I can see things very easily and clearly, and I know exactly where things are. It's got the helicopter effect where if you pinch, inward pinch, you can see all your screens at once, whereas on iOS you can't do that. You have to slide. And you can have, I think, up to probably, I don't know how many pages you can, it's probably endless, but you can't do that. But on Android, which is fantastic, you can actually do the pinch and you can see all your pages and, select which one you want because you know exactly where the apps are that you're looking for. Again, it's definitely a platform which is very popular now. A lot of people are actually switching now as well to from iOS to Android. It's definitely popular in that sense. There was a time where, in terms of apps, you didn't actually get it to with the Android immediately. iOS got them first, like Instagram, like Flipboard, and even Angry Birds. I think all these apps came to iOS first, and then later on, maybe 6 months down the line or a year down the line, then they came to Android. Then, so these are some of the things that you have to look at. Now, I'm going to quickly move on to my next point. Next question that you want to ask yourself is what screen size do you want? Now, before the screen size is out, The screen sizes that you had before was that you had the 10-inch one, so the 9.7-inch for the iPad, 10.1-inch for the Galaxy Tab, Samsung Galaxy Tab that is, and Nexus as well have their own 10-inch tablet as well. But then recently, when you have the Kindle Fire HD from Amazon, Nexus 7, and all these other smaller form factors were coming as well. So the 7-inch tablet form factor is definitely a popular one as well. It's small, it's easy, you can fit it in one hand, especially if you're an adult and you can fit it in one hand, very easy to use. If you're a person that's working, that's delivering a lot of public speaking, presentations, things like this, it's very easy to, and you can hold it for longer as well than the big 9.7-inch. But of course, Apple have come up with the iPad Air, which is very light. It's only, I think it's a pound in terms of the weight, and it's very nice to actually use in that sense as well. And it's very light as well. So you do have to actually consider what form factor you want. My advice would be there's so many companies out there. Here in the UK, we have companies like PC World, Blacks, Currys. And obviously you have the Apple stores as well, where you can go into those stores and pick up these tablets and use it, and use it just there and then, and just easily to use it, and definitely get that full experience there as well whilst using it. To be honest, so you really that's my advice. Go out there, use these tablets, pick them up, see what they've got, what they don't have, and that's probably the best way to know which one is the exact one that's right for you. Now, obviously, there's loads of Android ones out there, so they're all will be similar. They'll have different skins on them. Like Samsung have their own skin on there, HTC have their own skins on there as well. But there's other companies as well, like Lenovo, HTC, and there's various other ones as well. I can't think of the top of my head, but there's various tablet manufacturers out there. Now, this kind of moves me on to my second point as well. I mean, really, the screen size and also the which OS you want are the main two questions that you want to ask yourself. But other questions as well is there's various companies out there. Of course, like I mentioned, you've got the main ones like Apple, you've got Samsung, Google obviously have their own as well. You have HTC, Windows also have so Microsoft have their own Surface tablets as well. So that's really obviously great that you have all these different varieties, but depends where you live as well. Now, there's a lot of tablets out there that you can get mainly in probably in Asia, for example. So there's different like Lenovo tablets you can get very easily in those countries. Now, sometimes you also have to consider as well is if say for example the charger breaks down, it just rips, or it does something happens to the cord where it doesn't charge properly, or maybe I can't get cases for that particular tablet because it's different in terms of how thick it is and the size and all of that. It may not be easy for you to go down your high street and actually find the actual tablet, accessory that you need for it, whether it's a charger or anything like this. So you have to take that into consideration. And I speak from experience. I also know a friend of mine who got a phone, very good deal. He got very good deal on that phone, but his charger was always playing up, and the only way he can get a charger was if he bought it internationally from China, and that would take a long time as well. He said that he had to, his charger had a problem, so he bought another one from eBay, but it was from China, so and that took a long time to come to him. Took like 2 weeks, and obviously, if your charge is playing up, you need that immediately, really as soon as possible, because your phone will die, and we can't live without phone nowadays as well. So these are some of the things you need to take into consideration. Just to recap, what the questions you need to ask are two main questions really: what OS you want and the screen size. Now, I've purposely not spoke about the price factor here, because there's different kind of prices out there. You can get a tablet for $99 or pounds, or all the way up to 499. So it's really up to you on how much you want to spend. Do shop around. You can even go on eBay. You can go on Apple's refurbished store. So there you go, guys. These are basically some of my questions and how-tos, and what kind of things you need to look out for when looking for a tablet. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a good holiday. I know holidays are coming up, so have a good holiday, and I'll hopefully see you in the next video very soon. So thanks for watching, guys, and definitely like and share this video and subscribe for more free updates of new videos. So thanks for watching, guys, and see you later.